Alright, here's a quick video. So, somebody hit me a couple weeks ago. Finally got my new taillight in, so I figured why not show you how to change out your 10th gen F-150 taillights. So, just so you can see how it looks. Boom, on the sides. So, it's actually very easy to change out. So all it is 2 bolts, one right there and one right there. So let's open this up. And bam, brand new. So let's get the tools to do this and go over what that is. Bam, so all you're going to need is an 8 millimeter. I like to use the deep socket on this because it's deep in there, so I feel like it has a little bit more depth to get it. I use an extension as well on my ratchet, just because, as you can see, it's a little bit to get it in there. So let's see if I can do this one-handed. Okay. So when it gets that loose, I then finish it out by hand. Now the only thing you got to be careful of is losing these bolts and them falling down. So let's hope that doesn't happen with me. Boom! And there's number 1. So you can see it. It's pretty long. Number 2, again, I just like to get it on there first. Oh yeah, I can almost do that one by hand. And again. Bam. Just like that. And 2. And then all you do is just pull it. Hopefully yours isn't broken like mine, but it's the same thing. You would just pull it. And you can see in there, and see how freaking dirty it is. So there's a little sponge-like thing that's to give it some, to help protect the wires and these sockets. So it's 2 sockets. Obviously, one is your blinker, and the other is your stoplight. So all you're going to do is pull them off, and they just have a little cap on them. See if I can do this one-handed. Okay, there we go. You can see it's coming. Bam. One's out. Next one. It has 2 clips on each side. I don't know if I can be able to do this while you're on, but let's see if I can. Okay. No, because you have to pull each clip on the side and then pull back. I can't do that with one hand. So what I'm going to do is bam, and done. So now we have the light off. We got bulb still in. Now I don't think this one comes with the bulbs, but I'm not 100% sure. But what you want to do is, even if you're not replacing with the same exact one stock, I like to make sure they look and line up right? So hole for hole, 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 socket for light, socket for light, socket for light, socket for light. So obviously these ones don't come with those, which is okay, because I got these ones right here. This would also be a really good time, if you're changing out the taillights, to also change out your bulbs, if they're really old, or if you just want to upgrade. I say that because actually I do want to change mine out, but there's a couple other things I want to do first. before I change them out. So to get these out now is you just twist and pull. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, there we go. So it's just a counterclockwise, just if you were unscrewing something. Bam. And there it is. Now in the perfect world, what I would usually do is I would clean this all up, make it really nice. Honestly, sometimes I even try to replace these. These are another thing that kind of seals it in there so it doesn't get wet and what have you, but I'm not really concerned with that. And then to put it in, you're just going to go the opposite way, which is tighten it. And then you just give it a good pull, and it should be on there. Same thing. Just be nice and careful. There we go. Because these are old. At least on mine they are. It's 2003. And you can already see how it's kind of separating. And there's the other one. And make sure you put them back in. That's why I like to do one at a time. So one for one. And now I take this one off. This is actually the first time I've ever gotten tail light that had these over it, which is actually really nice. Because now it's impossible to mix these up. Place that one in, and you just line these up, right? So it's not really super complicated. And again, I'm going to turn it clockwise, nice and tight. And these are just going to snap in like before. Bottom is for bottom, top is for top. And let's see that in fast forward. Just like that, it's in. So all you do is kind of heave it in a little bit. It's a little dusty from my hands. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty good looking brand new. It actually makes this one kind of look crappy now that I think about it. Because this one has a little bit of scuff marks on it, scuff mark there. And now what you want to do is you make sure that the holes line up still. Not sure if you can even see in there. But the bottom hole isn't perfectly lined up. It's a little off. So I would have to push it in as I put it in. Because that one's a little off, that's the first one I want to do. So I'm going to do that one, and then we're going to fast forward to doing the top at the same time. Bottom one is in there. If you can see that or not. Yeah, you can see that. But I don't have it tightened. And now that one's not in there. So what I'm going to do is put it on here. And again, I like to put it in by hand. No ratchet yet. And then what I do is once I hand tighten them, I will then tighten them with the ratchet. They don't have to be super tight, so remember, we're at the end. So once we switch that over, you know you're almost done with your DIY. I just like it nice and snug because I don't want it too tight where it cracks the housing that the screws are holding by. All that is a plastic housing. So if you tighten it too much, you could crack that plastic tab. And then you gotta glue it together or tape it or mold it. And that is good. And now usually what I would do is, I recommend for other people to do is an op check. I already know that that is correct. But, you know, if you're unsure of your work, right now, I would just go op check it. And I would have probably op checked it before I tighten those. Just because if it is wrong, then you, now you have to take off those bolts just to get to the light bulbs to switch them over. But I know mine was right because top was top, bottom was bottom, because I had those little plastic things over mine. And so that's it. That's how you change out your 10th Gen F-150 tail lights. It's just those two bolts. Again, they're just hidden. One there, one there. Slide it out, change out the light bulbs. Like I said, I did get hit, so just a quick backstory on this. I got hit by a lady. It was her fault. She did do a little bit damage to my bumper right here and a little dent right there. And so I ended up having to do a claim through her company, which was Geico. And it took me about 3 or 4 days to do the process, get a hold of them, go to the body shop that they recommended me sending it to. So the guy, the body shop, was going to charge Geico $1,500 to get me a new one of these, a new bumper, and also a new tailgate, because it's considered back here, so they were also going to replace the tailgate. I'm okay with that bumper. If anything, I can always take this off and probably use a mallet to kind of pound those out, but it doesn't affect anything. And I could honestly probably go to a junkyard and get this pretty cheap if I really wanted to. And it did chip right there a little bit, but again, I could use some epoxy or something, fill that in, sand it down, paint it to match, and it would be good. This was about $40 with shipping, and I'm not planning to probably replace anything else. So I had them send me the $1,500 dollars to my account. It was direct deposited in about 2 business days to my actual bank account, not in a check. And so for 40 bucks, I'm able to save the other, $1,460 that I could honestly use towards something else that I think would be much more beneficial. Like right now, I'm thinking the next thing I want to get is a soft topper for the back instead of this flat top. I like how the flat top looks, but for when I move my stuff for when we're RV living, as you can see, you can't go very high with a flat top. If I had the soft topper on, I could probably go another 3 or 4 feet vertically wise. So yeah, that's the quick backstory on that. Of why I changed just that one out was because I got in a little fender bender, lady hit me, and it's all good now. So hopefully you got something out of the video. Let me know if you have any plans below to change your tail lights out. Even hit me up with what you're changing them out, because I'm not against, changing these ones out and me selling them cheap and getting some cooler aftermarket ones that you guys would recommend, or you can show me on your F-150 below. Thumbs up to the video, and can't wait to see you on the next one.